Friends, welcome back to Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School online classes. Students, today we are going to start one of our another chapter from class 6 in geography, that is major landforms of the earth. Student, as you all know that there is not flat land surface present all over the earth. Different land masses or different type of land like flat land surface, fertile land surface, or you can say curved land surface is present all over the earth. So what we can say that there are different form of land which are present on the earth surface. So in this chapter we are going to study about those land surface only. Like I already told you, rugged means rough land surfaces are also there, fertile land surfaces are also there, plain land surfaces are also there. So in this chapter we are going to study about that and why these different type of land surfaces are there on the earth surface. This is because the earth used to move in continuity. So let's see, students. First sort of land surface is, firstly you can see that two type of activities used to take place. As I already told you that the earth used to move itself, it is not certain. Either internal movement take place in the earth surface, that means the movement which is take place inside the earth surface, or either external movement used to take place on the earth surface, which is the external process. Now what sort of movement or what sort of activities involved in external process, in which your first one is regarding erosion. Now what is erosion? You know, students, sometimes what happen because of various agents like wind, like air, like water, they used to carry certain soil with themselves and that soil transferred from one place to another. Like you see, at a particular place soil is there or sand is there, huge wind is blown. So that soil shifted from this place to some other place. So veering away of that soil from one place to another place, that particular process is called as erosion. Now when that particular eroded soil got deposited at another place, then and take a particular structure or form, then that process is called as deposition. I already told you how the process of erosion or deposition take place with the help of various agents like wind, like water, etc. So students, that is what mentioned here. So in this chapter, as the name suggests or the title suggests itself only, we are going to study about different type of landforms, and these different type of landforms are mountains, plateaus and plains. Now let's study about these landforms. First one is your mountains. Now what are mountains? Mountains are the natural elevation of the earth's surface. Mountains are not created by human beings. They are naturally created. They are gifted to us by the nature only. Now, if we talk about the form or the structure of the mountain, then mountains have a very small summit. And from top they are in narrow shape and from bottom they have a very broad base. That is the shape of the mountains, and they are surrounded by nearby areas. And student, all of us know this thing that as we go higher, that means as we reaches to the height, you have visited to the hilly areas, you have observed this thing, whenever we reaches to height, we feel started cool there or the temperature decreases there. So cold movement or cold climate is found in mountain regions, and sometimes what we observe is that the height of the mountain is even above the height of the clouds. Above the clouds the mountains are present. In certain cases we found that only. Now on mountains only sometimes we found thick sheets of ice, very thick sheets of ice which were very difficult to break down, and these thick sheets of ice which are present on mountains are called as glaciers. Now you can see On the earth surface, mountains are also present, and sometimes below the earth surface or below the sea water also mountains are also present, but we are unable to see those mountains. Now if we talk about the slopes, then what we can say, that the mountains usually have steep slopes and least area is available for farming in mountain areas. Okay students, now let's move ahead. Some diagrams regarding mountains is also shown in your book. Now what is said here, if you have ever visited to any of the mountain region, you have seen this thing, that at a particular place you have never seen only a single mountain. No, what you have seen that mountains are always in a particular line or in a particular series. So that particular arrangement of mountains in a particular line or in a particular series is called as range of mountains. So what is range of mountains? When mountains are arranged in series in a particular line, that is called as range of mountains. Now see students, mountain system consists of different ranges of mountain, and each range from the another range is aparted or far away from, or you can say by many distances. They are far away from one another. Two ranges are far away from one another at a particular distance. Thereafter students, certain examples are given here regarding the mountain ranges. Like you can see, firstly it is regarding the Alps, the Himalayas. The Himalayas are the ranges of mountains which are present in India only. Thereafter students, the Andes is there. And all these different ranges are present in different continents on the earth surface, like in Asia, like in Europe, in South America, etc. Mountains always vary in their shape and in their size. Now if we talk about type of mountains, then what we can say that basically there are three types of mountains, and these are, first one is your fold mountains, second one is your block mountains, and third one is your volcanic mountains. Now let's study about these in detail. Now firstly, if we talk, I told you the example of certain range of mountains recently, and among them the Himalayan mountains are there and the Alps mountains are there. Basically these sort of mountains are fold mountains because they are in folded form and they have rugged relief. Rugged relief means the land surface present on these surface is rugged, rough, not the smooth one or soft one. And they have high conical peaks. I told you in the starting of the topic only, from above they are in conical shape and from their base they are very broad. We are talking about the mountains. So this is the sort of or the example of fold mountains. Now certain examples are given here again. The Aravalli range, one of the mountain range named the Aravalli Hills or the Aravalli range, is present in India and is one of the example of the oldest fold mountains present in India, and not only in India but in world as well. What is there? The range of mountains depleted down or slowly eroded down because of the process of erosion. Now what is erosion? That we have already discussed. Thereafter students, certain examples are given here, like the Appalachians, which is one of the mountain range only, is located or is found in North America, and the Ural mountain range, which is found in Russia. Thereafter students, these are the example of mountain ranges. In which type of mountain ranges? Fold mountains. Moving ahead students, next one is your block mountains. You can see here in this diagram clearly that the whole rock or the whole mountain is divided or distributed into blocks. One block is uplifted and the another one is down. Now we are going to study about it. So in block block mountains, what will happen? The whole mountain got broken down or got displaced into vertical parts. You can see here the whole mountain is broken into vertical parts. The uplifted part is called as the host. This is the uplifted part, it is called as the host, and the part which is not uplifted and is at the bottom is called as your graben. You can see here, this is not the uplifted part, this is the graben part in the form of valley. An example is also given here, that the Rhine Valley, which is in Vosges mountain range, this is the example of block mountains, and various type of block mountains are found in different parts of the world. So I hope block mountains are also clear to you. The next is volcanic mountains. The name itself is suggests any sort of mountain which is formed because of the volcanic activity, like because of volcanic eruption which take place or get formed is called as volcanic mountain. Example is also given here, Mount Kilimanjaro, which is there in Africa, and Mount Fujiyama, which is in Japan. They both are example of volcanic mountains, because all of you are well aware about this thing. Japan is one of the place where volcanic activities used to take place very frequently. That is why such mountains are called as block mountains. Now student, one of the most important question from this topic is, what are the various importance of mountains? What is the importance of mountains? So let's study. First one is storehouse of water. We all know this thing very well. Various glaciers are present on mountains, various rivers also are there on mountains. So mountains are basically responsible for storing water. So one importance is, it is the storehouse of storehouse of water. Second is, mountains also contain or carries glaciers in it. What are glaciers? Thick sheet of ice. Thereafter students, next thing is, and you already know this thing, that as water is present there, water is not essential for the purpose of drinking or for consumption, but for other purposes also. Like, as water is present in abundant amount in mountains, that water is used for creating hydroelectricity. Hydro means water and electricity means electricity, means with the help of the heavy flow of water, that water is used to run turbine which is used to create electricity. So another importance is, it helps in creating hydroelectricity. Thereafter students, you all know this thing, that agriculture or cultivating a crop is not possible without the availability of water. As water is present in abundant amount or in plentiful amount, so that water is used for cultivating crops. In which regions? In mountain regions. Students, next importance is, mountains are the home of flora and fauna, or we can say that mountains are rich in the variety of flora and fauna. Now what are flora and fauna? All your plant species or plant kingdom together contribute flora, and all your animal species or animal kingdom framed fauna. As you know this thing very well, plants, that is flora, need water for their survival, and fauna, that is animals, also need water for their survival, and it is present on mountains. That is why it is rich source of flora and fauna. And the next thing is, as many plants are found on mountains, they are rich source of other things also, like we obtain gum, we obtain raisins or gum, etc. from these plants which are present from mountains only. Now the last importance of mountains is, mountains are used for performing various type of sports activity also, like climbing, skipping, or you can say paragliding, river rafting, such sort of activities. As paragliding, river rafting, they require a suitable condition, like river rafting, availability of water, paragliding, availability of height, and these conditions are present on mountains. So mountains also encourage various sports activities. Moving ahead, students, our next topic is plateau. You can see here in this example also. Now what is plateau? Plateau is basically a table type of land. You can say it is in the form of table only. So plateau is a table topped land which is standing on the nearby area, surrounding area. You can see here also. Now what you will see, or what we can say, is that plateaus, like mountains, can be young or old. Both type of plateaus can be there. Young plateaus can be there, old plateaus can be there. An example is given here, and that example is regarding the Deccan Plateau in India, which is one of the oldest plateaus available in India. Then is in East Africa, plateau is also there. In Kenya it is there, in Tanzania it is there, in Uganda it is there. In different part of the world, different plateaus are available. Now what is mentioned here? The information is given here regarding the Tibet Plateau, which is the highest plateau in the world, with the height of 4,000 to 6,000 meters above the mean sea level. It is above 4,000 to 6,000 meter high above the sea level. Thereafter, students, like in the last case, we studied the importance of mountains. In this case, we will study, or we will discuss regarding the importance of plateaus. So plateaus are very much important for collecting different minerals, or we can say plateaus are home of different minerals. Different type of minerals, like your gold, like your silver, like your coal, like your iron, they are present on plateaus. So that is what mentioned here, that plateaus are useful because they are useful, or they are rich in mineral deposit. Now as a result, you know that mineral will be, it's in raw form, and it would be present in the form of ore. So various mining activities used to take place on plateaus only in different part of the world. Now as I already told you that plateaus are rich source of minerals, we need to see what sort of minerals these are, like gold, like diamond, like manganese, etc. Thereafter, students, not only in minerals but different waterfalls are also present on plateaus. Like you can see, certain examples are also given here. The Hundru Falls, they are present on which plateau? They are present on Chota Nagpur plateau. Then is your Jog Falls. These are all are waterfalls, and where these are present? These are present in Karnataka, and many more. Then plateaus are the rich source of black soil, and you know this thing very well, that black soil is a very fertile soil and is a very good soil for the cultivation of crops. So we can cultivate good quantity of crops also here. The next thing is, plateaus always contain scenic beauty. Now what do you mean by scenic beauty? Like a scenery, and wherever scenic beauty is there, tourists prefer to go to that place or prefer to visit that place. So plateaus also attract tourists, not only in India but in different part of the world, you can say. So they are a great tourist spot as well. So moving ahead, student, next is plains. Yes, what are plains? Students, plains are nothing but they are just flat land, fertile land. We are living in Haryana, basically your north area, Haryana, Punjab, these are the area where plains are present, that is flat land are present, rough land or rugged land is not there. Now the thing is, these areas are also high from the sea surface, and the chances of natural calamities also decreases there. And the next thing is, The climate present in this area is moderate, that is neither too hot, neither too cold, and other things like the availability of water, availability of transport, fertile soil, all these are present in plain areas. Okay, now thing is, student, what sort of things a particular person need to survive? Firstly, food, that is your crops. Where crops are grown? On fertile land, that is present in plain area. Second, availability of water, that is also present in plains area. Third is availability of technology or availability of transport, communication. All these systems are also present on plains area. These all reasons are responsible for plains being densely populated area. What does that means? Most of the population resides or lives or prefer to live in plains area as compared to mountains or plateaus. These are the thickly populated areas, and because rivers are also present in this area. In fact, if we talk about Gangetic Plains means the plain area which is located or found near Ganga river is one of the thickly populated area. Reason being the same, fertile land is there which is good for cultivation of crops, easy availability of water is there, and other resources are also available. So students, next thing is, as I already told you, that plains are suitable areas for human habitation. That is, people prefer to live on plains area as compared to other landforms. They are highly productive for cultivation of crops. If you are growing a particular crop in mountains, maybe that won't be giving you that sort of yield or production as you are growing that crop in plain areas. That is why plains are the most densely populated area in the world. Then last one is your landforms and the people. In the whole chapter I discussed this thing with you, and that is the vast landform which is suitable for human habitation is the plains. Plains are the most populated landforms. Reason being availability of water, availability of fertile land which is used for cultivation only, availability of technology, transport and communication. That is, all sort of comforts and luxuries are present on plains. That is why most of the people prefer to live on plain landform as compared to other landforms like mountains, plateaus, etc. The next is, this I already told you, why plains? Because you can easily grow crops there, you can easily build buildings there. On the other hand, if you try to build a particular building on mountains or plateau, that will be little bit difficult. Thereafter students, if we talk about natural calamities frequently keeps on occurring in volcanic areas, in mountains, plateaus, that disrupt or you can say erupt the life of the individuals who are residing there. So that is also the reason people don't prefer to live in those areas, and all these facilities are present on plain surfaces. Now student, as you have seen in this chapter, what is the importance of land, what is the importance of water, all the individual know this thing very well regarding the importance of land and water. But irrespective to that, people still used to waste land resources, still used to waste water resources. That is why it is very important for us that in order to serve our land or water requirements, as well as if we want these resources to be saved for our future generation too, we need to start these resources in a very careful way, in a very careful manner. That is, we need to stop careless use of these resources, because all these landforms are gift to us from the nature, and if we continue to destruct these resources, to careless use of these resources, and then what will happen? Very soon these resources will be abolished. So we need to conserve them and protect them. So students, that's it about our chapter, and now we will discuss about the question answers of the chapter, students. So let's start, students, towards the question answers. Our first question is, answer the following questions briefly, in which your first one is, what are the major landforms? We have already discussed, these are mountains, plateaus and plains. The next question is, what is the difference between a mountain and plateau? This we have already discussed in detail, that what is the difference between two. Mountains have small summit whereas broad base, whereas plateaus have broad summit and narrow base. Thereafter, next is, we all know plateaus are of table shape only and mountains are of conical shape, and many more examples are there. You can give the name also regarding like mountains, you can say Aravalli range, etc. Plateau, Chota Nagpur plateau or Deccan plateau, many other examples. We have discussed this topic in detail already. The next is, what are the different type of mountains? This also we have discussed in details, and these are fold mountains, block mountains and the volcanic mountains. Mountains in fold form, mountains in block form, uplifted part and the settled part, and mountain where volcanic activities take place. The next question is, which while we were discussing chapter, I said that this is one of the important topic and will come in your exercise too. That is, what are the various uses of mountains or how mountains are useful to man? So what we can say, that these are the storehouse of water, these are the place for flora and fauna. We gathered, you can also say, various spices or medicines or herbs are also obtained from mountains, and many more. Thereafter, student, next topic is how are plains formed. While we were discussing plains, I told this thing to you. Basically what happened, how plains are formed, when soil is there at a particular place and because of various agent like wind or water, soil get eroded from one place to another place and get deposited to itself at a particular another place. The place where it got deposited, that process is called deposition, and that land surface became or takes the form of plains. So this is how plains formed, where rivers and its tributary carries various eroded material like stones, like you can say sand, etc. with them, and they go and deposit themselves at a particular place and take the form of plains, and hence plains are formed. The next is, why the river plains are thickly populated. Already discussed, students, because of the availability of fertile soil, because the availability of water, easy cultivation of crops is possible there. Then why mountains are thinly populated? Because all the characteristics that we discussed in plains regarding the fertile soil, regarding the easy cultivation of crops, regarding suitable climate. Climate is also one of the factor which is responsible that why people don't prefer to reside or live on mountains. So students, these are the questions. Then our next question is, tick the correct answer, in which the first one is, the mountains differ from the hills in terms of elevation, in terms of slope or in terms of aspect. So what would be your answer? Your answer would be in terms of elevation. The next is, glaciers are found in the mountains, the plains and the plateaus. Where glaciers are found? Glaciers are found in your these mountain areas. I already told you, thick sheet of ice. The next is, the Deccan Plateau is associated in Kenya, Australia or India. Where it is found? It is found in your India. The next is, the river Yangtze flows in which river? This already we discussed. In where it flows? It flows in China. The next is an important mountain range of Europe. This also I discussed with you, that is your Alps mountain range. The next is your fill in the blanks, in which your first one is, a dash is an unbroken flat or a low level land. What is that? Plain. The next is, the Himalayas and the Alps are example of what type of mountains? What type of mountains? Young fold mountains. Then your next is, dash areas are rich in mineral deposit. I told you, plateaus are rich in mineral deposit. The next is, dash is a line of mountains, range is a line of mountains. And the last one is, the dash areas are the most producing for farming. Which areas are most produced for farming? Plain areas. Plain areas are most producing for farming. So students, that's our question answer section. I hope you understand the chapter very well. So thank you students.